All right, let's just jump right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest puzzles in all of trading. It's a real head-scratcher, something that author Daryl Guppy puts front and center. And it's a question that, if you've ever touched the market, I'm willing to bet it's kept you up at night.
And there it is. Seriously, why do smart, capable people lose money in the stock market? We're talking about folks who are successful in pretty much every other part of their lives, right? But for some reason, in the market, they make the same serious, expensive mistakes over and over again. It's this paradox, and it can be incredibly frustrating. But you know what? Understanding it is the absolute first step to actually solving it.
Guppy actually calls this the trader's dilemma. Think about it. In most fields, the more you know, the more skilled you are, the better you do. But in the market, that line gets a little blurry. He noticed that even the absolute brightest people can get trapped in this cycle of failure. And it's not because they aren't smart. It's because their entire mindset is, well, just plain wrong for the job.
So, to fix this, we need a huge mental shift. We have to completely reframe how we see ourselves when we look at the market. And Guppy gives us this powerful analogy. You need to forget about being some captain of industry. It's time to embrace a much humbler role, and believe it or not, a much more profitable one.
Okay, so this slide right here, this is the core of the whole idea. On one side, you have the common belief. I'm a partner in the business. It sounds good, right? Respectable? But it is a dangerous illusion. Come on, you're not in the board meetings, you're not hiring the CEO. The reality is much, much simpler. You're a hitchhiker, or as Guppy calls it, you're like a flea on an elephant. You are just along for the ride. And listen, that is not a weakness, it is your greatest strength. It gives you the total freedom to hop on when the ride is good and hop right off the second it isn't.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your job isn't to start the trend. Your job is to find where the crowd is already heading, join them while the momentum is strong, and get out before it's over. You're using the power of that crowd, that giant elephant, to carry you forward. You don't create the trend, you just ride it.
So once you really embrace this hitchhiker mindset, you start to realize that all the rules you brought with you from the regular business world, they're completely broken here. So let's just do a quick fire round and bust some of the biggest market myths out there.
First up, the myth of secret information. We're kind of programmed to believe that success comes from having some special inside scoop that nobody else has. Nope, that's wrong. The reality is your edge comes from how you use the exact same information everyone else is looking at. It's not about what you know, it's about what you do with what you know.
Next, let's talk about the hard work myth. In a normal job, more effort usually means more reward. Not in the market. The market could not care less how many hours you put in. It only cares about two things: when you buy and when you sell. That's it. Success here comes from being clear and disciplined, not from just grinding it out. It is the ultimate work smarter, not harder arena.
And finally, there's the myth of never giving up. We celebrate the entrepreneur who is tenacious and fights to the bitter end. In the market, that exact same quality will make you go broke fast. The hero in trading is the person who has the humility to say, I'm wrong, the discipline to cut their losses quickly, and the resilience to just move on to the next trade. The market always, always has the final word.
So, okay, if all the old rules are out the window, what does a winning approach even look like? Well, it's not about gut feelings, it's not about wild guesses. It's about having a repeatable, disciplined process, a system that helps keep your emotions from running the show.
You see, successful traders are detectives, not gamblers. They use a filtering process, kind of like this one, to sort through all the noise and find those few opportunities with the highest chance of success. It can start with something as simple as a visual test. Is the chart just generally moving up? Then you look at the trend line. Can you easily draw a line under that uptrend? After that, you analyze the trend's character. Is it smooth and steady, or is it wild and unpredictable? It's only then that you look for an entry with a price check. And finally, the performance test. That's where you take action. Every single step is a filter designed to stack the odds in your favor.
And lying at the very heart of this discipline approach, the one thing that keeps your emotions in check is a simple, non-negotiable rule for survival. It's the absolute foundation of managing your risk. It's called the 2% rule.
Here's the deal, and this is so important. You never, ever risk more than 2% of your total trading capital on any single trade. Period. This one rule changes everything. It takes risk from being this big, scary, unknown monster and turns it into a calculated, manageable number. It guarantees that no single bad trade, no one piece of bad luck can ever knock you out of the game. And when you know you can't be wiped out, it's a whole lot easier to stay calm and rational.
Okay, so you can have the right mindset, you can debunk all the myths, and you can have a disciplined plan. But Guppy says there's still one last hurdle, and it is by far the biggest one. The problem isn't the market out there, it's the market inside your own head.
This is just such a perfect way to think about this internal battle. When you're planning a trade, you're the calm, logical Dr. Jekyll. You make a perfect plan, you know your entry, your exit, your stop loss. Everything is great. But the second your own money is on the line, boom, the emotional, impulsive Mr. Hyde storms in and takes over.
Does any of this look familiar? I bet it does. That's Mr. Hyde talking. He's that voice in your head that says, just ignore the stop loss, it'll probably come back. He's the one who gets greedy on a winning trade and rides it all the way back down into a loser, or the one who panics and sells a great trade way, way too soon. He is the saboteur, showing up every single time to wreck Dr. Jekyll's perfectly logical plan, all because of pure fear and greed.
And that really brings us to the ultimate point of all this. You cannot manage the market. You can't control it. It's going to do what it's going to do. The only thing you have any control over is you, your own behavior. Your success as a trader is going to be a direct reflection of your ability to manage that inner Mr. Hyde.
So as we wrap this up, the final question is really for you. This whole thing isn't about finding some secret formula or a magic indicator. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see things. So are you ready to stop fighting an opponent you can't beat and start focusing on the one thing you can actually control?